So this book, Birkhoff, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, and MacLane, is mentioned in Hurstein's Topics in Algebra as the book that he used as a mentor book, if you will. And I got it out as a curiosity because I like to collect books besides doing math as a hobby. Not too much because it can get expensive, but this book, there are many of them. This obviously was a very popular book at the time. You can easily find it for 20 bucks used in reasonable condition. So, uh, yeah, let's just show the book, and then I'll just tell you how much I absolutely love this book. I really do. It was love at first sight. The pages are a little toned, but you cannot feel this because I can only tell you. But the paper is really soft, very nice paper. I don't know, the book just, I mean, it's got a really nice old binding. I mean, this thing can last 3,000 years. So I love the fact that I can use it, I can read it, and it looks good. And it feels good to the touch. I don't know, I like that. So one thing that really struck me about this book is, okay, so I'll get through the collecting part. 1941 would be the first edition. This is the fourth printing of the revised edition from 1953, and the printing is actually from 1956. Yeah, just from the number of copies that I was able to see off of eBay, and there are multiple editions after this one. So there's like a second. This is revised from first, but there's second, third, fourth. I even think I saw a fifth. I'm not sure. I only wanted to get just one copy for fun. And I actually preferred, in this particular case, to get an earlier copy. I happen to be a fan of first and second editions, especially second editions, because the first one, the author tries his or her best. The second one usually cleans up all the errors and comes out good. After the second one, usually most authors, the publishers, unfortunately, force them to polish the turd. And sometimes they take out really good content, which happened in Hungerford's Abstract Algebra, and that's why I ended up with two copies of that book. The one that had the content that had been cut out, and the one that had the content before it got cut out. Okay, so I'm going to pause there and just show you so you can read the preface at your own leisure, by pausing the video. And I'll do the same with this page. Hopefully the text will be readable to you on your computer screen or TV screen. I think this book is amazing. Got blown away by it when I started looking at it. Had the occasion to take my son on a doctor's visit and had some time to read it. And so this book is actually like a linear algebra combined with abstract algebra with a lot of geometry and all the basics and number systems. So it's kind of like a 3-in-1 oil. And I'm dating myself by mentioning something from a long time ago, even before my time. But yeah, so your number system stuff that in Galleon is like 3 pages. Here it's multiple chapters. And even talking about polynomials. Then group theory, Lagrange's theorem. Then it goes back to linear algebra and just does a bunch of linear algebra. Okay. Then it gets back to algebra outside of linear algebra. Then it goes into rings, algebraic number fields, and Galois theory. But there's a lot of linear algebra in here, a lot. The canonical forms are in here. So it's a fairly inclusive book. And actually, of all the books that I have collected that are old or that are just interesting, I believe this is the first one where I've said, boy, would I love. I mean, I would love to cover Hurstein's Topics in Algebra 2, but not Algebra 2 as the number, but Algebra 2 as TOO. But this book for sure is my number one candidate. I don't want to blemish it with my nails. This is my number one candidate of a book that I just want to do, if I ever have the time, actually cover the book as I would have covered Galleon or any other book. It reads really, really well, but it just has a ton of content. And it's all put together in the same book where all the notation and all the examples build on each other. The way Galleon does it, the way Hurston, most book authors do it, of building the material where it's all kind of one cohesive whole. Yeah, some number theory. No answers in the back, as would have been customary of such a book. Mention of, it's got a really nice bibliography of books from the time. Of course, the older you get the book, the more you're going to get German and French references being mentioned, because in those years, in the 40s, 50s, 60s, it was customary for people who did PhDs in the sciences to be forced to learn one or two of these languages, because a lot of the references were fresh from the European times before World War II, where a lot of the theory was coming, and a lot of the papers were coming out of Germany and France. Yeah, so that's the back matter. It's got a good number of problems. And I wanted to highlight, I didn't want to go through the whole book. It's just got a lot of content. Yeah, it's got things about number systems that I believe Baby Rudin should have had better. Like it's got the Peano postulates. There is mention of Dedekind cuts in here, which I think is interesting. Yep, there it is, Dedekind cut, page 97. Yeah, here we are. Look at that, a subsection on Dedekind cuts from in an abstract algebra book. Fascinating. I didn't read it, but it's the kind of thing that I want to make a note to come back to. It's got a lot of asterisk little sections with interesting asides that are, I think, important to look through over time. Then I noticed something. So it's got, it does mention the transformations of the square that Galian uses. So basically the same as Galian did, start with D4. And then it just gives you a table at some point. Yeah, there's this table, the same table that you'll find in Galian. And then, of course, I was reading this section just because this is the part, I think automorphisms are poorly explained in Galian. And so I was actually reading this section because I believe it's better explained here. Yep, so there you have it. That is Birkhoff and MacLane.